कृपया लक्ष द्या. जयपुर वाया कोटा.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
लखनऊ जंक्शन.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೆಗೆ
Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন. कृपया ध्यान दियो.
Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur, with me Simon Doull and Harsha Bhogle, here to tell you what's happening in the Kolkata and Bengaluru game down in Chinnaswamy Stadium. It was the Knight Riders who won the toss and put the Royal Challengers into bat. And you'd look at the scorecard and you say, well, they did all right on a pitch that isn't as batting friendly as you know Chinnaswamy to be in previous seasons. They've got to 182 for the loss of 6 wickets. The runs for Virat Kohli again got 83, was not out of 59 balls. There was Cameron Green, came in at number 3 today and had a good knock. And there was Dinesh Karthik in the end once again with a few fireworks. Andre Russell completing 100 wickets in the IPL with the 2 that he got today. Harshit Rana and of course Sunil Narayan getting a wicket there. So 182, and I have to tell you just once again, my prediction has come correct. My prediction was that Simon's prediction will come correct. So it's a split, Simon?
Yeah. I'll give you half.
Yeah,
Half of the winning. I'll give you half the winnings.
I get half the points. What does Mr. Harsha Bhogle have to say about this side setting?
The elements conspire. I was on pole position until word went out to mid Starc.
Yeah.
And he conceded 17 of the last.
Yeah,
He's
that's
now
right.
gone past 100.
Yeah, so which means that, I mean, Mitchell Starc has now been expensive 3 times, right?
Yes.
This
Yes,
game,
I know you
this
like
game and the auction. Boom! Yeah, but he has been expensive today as well. But I tell you something, and now it'll look like because I predicted 191, they left a few runs on the table. They left them because there was some tight bowling, especially in over 17 and 18 perhaps.
Yeah, some good bowling in the end. I mean, Anakul Roy only bowled 2 overs, went for 6.
Yeah.
So that option actually worked. We talked about that pre-show.
Yeah.
And that actually did work for Kolkata. They were decent, you know. I mean, what Chakravarti finished 2 overs for 20. So that was that 4 overs and everyone else bowled their 4. Russell was probably the pick of them. 2 for 29.
And taking pace off.
And pace
you
off.
don't see that too often with Russell,
Again, I think some decent bowling, but I think that's a pretty good score on the surface. When you see Kohli struggling at times, I mean, it's a good innings, very good innings, but when you see him at times still struggling to hit the ball or hit through the line of the ball, you know it's not an easy surface. And I think the fast bowlers taking pace off, unless you get your length completely wrong, it is not easy to hit. And so when Starc got his length wrong at the back end, when it was too full pace off, you can still hit it out of the park. But if you get into the pitch and pace off, it seemed quite difficult. So, I said it the other night, I don't judge a surface until 2 sides are batted. And I feel like this is still quite a good score.
The exact numbers that I'm saying of how Knight Riders have managed to pull RCB back. It's strange to say pull back at 182, but they have, because there was over 16, 17 and 18. That's 18 balls that have gone for 19 runs.
Yes.
With a team that's on full flow and song at that time, that's Mitchell Starc, Andre Russell, Harshit Rana. So all 3 of them have showed up at least in 16, 17, 18 and really held Bengaluru back.
In spite of that, I'm in Dooley's camp on this one. I think this is enough. I saw the game the other night in Bangalore when they had to chase 175, 176. And they huffed and puffed, and it required that DK special at the end, DK and Lomror, to take them over. So and they were struggling to get 177 at one point. So my feeling is, no Nitish Rana is a good player on slowish decks. This 182 could well be enough for RCB.
And you'd reckon, Simon, that the RCB bowlers have seen this, and we're going to see a lot of pace off the ball, change of pace, etc.
Yeah, a lot of similar type deliveries. I think as soon as that new ball goes, they'll try and swing that new ball. I think Yash Dayal and even Suraj will try and get a little bit of swing, use the conditions, maybe just keep that test match line and length. Remember we said the other night also that you've got to keep the stumps in play at Bangalore. If you keep the stumps in play, bowl that test match line and length, you can have success there as a quick bowler. So I expect them to try and use that for the first 3-4 overs. Might see an over of spin in the power play. Will they bring in Vishak or will they bring in Karan Sharma? You know, it depends on whether there might be dew. We haven't heard anything from the ground. If it's pretty dry, they might think about bringing Karan Sharma in to the game just to give them another spin bowling option. So, yeah, I think, newish ball, try and swing it, get a little bit of movement, but then after that, it's just going to be pace off.
Yeah, let's
look
talk.
at Vishak, because Vishak plays all his cricket at that ground. So I've not seen him bowl that much, but we saw him last year, of course, and occasionally in the Ranji Trophy. He might, if he's good at hitting the deck, taking pace off, one of the slowish things, they might look at him too. So him or Karan Sharma, I think at this stage is the impact sub.
Let's, of course, talk about the linchpin of this, Virat Kohli, getting the runs once again, getting them at a strike rate of 140, which on this surface, you'll have to say he's been the glue of this innings, hasn't he?
Yeah, so he's scoring at 140, 141.
Yeah.
That means he's playing a 160, 170 game, and he's played half the balls only. So if he's played half the balls for 83, you're talking 166, 167.
Yeah.
But because you're not conceding your wicket, you're making it freer for everybody else to come and score. And I still think those 20 runs at the end, I know we have a little weakness for our colleague, but I think those 20 runs at the end could make a big difference. So this Virat Kohli innings, 83, top class.
Yeah, and the 20 he's talking about is 20 of 8 balls that Dinesh Karthik got with 3 sixes. He does not like fours, and he said that I will only do sixes.
Well, this is what we talked about in the combox.
Yeah.
You said you just need 1 or 2 innings of 20 off 8, 9 balls.
Absolutely right,
While
yes.
Virat goes at 140.
Yes.
And that's exactly how the innings has been finished off. And Virat kind of went from, just after the combox, I think his strike rate dropped to about 125, 126, and a couple of wickets fell. But he's finished at 140, which is superb. On this surface, I think it's a very, very good innings.
Yes,
There's a problem if that is a 120 strike rate innings. But at a 140 strike rate innings, playing half the balls, I think that's
good
on this surface. Look what happened to Glenn Maxwell. Could not get the middle of the bat. Luckily for him, could not find the middle of the fielder's hands either.
So today he was playing a video game, right? He had 3 lives, right? First one dropped, second one dropped, respawn, start the game again. Third one got caught out finally. How a guy has managed to give 3 catches in his, 17 ball innings?
Yeah, 19.
Yeah, 28 of 19.
It's just shocking. It's almost like he was giving catching practice to people and they didn't want to catch it.
Yeah, it was a couple
So there
of
was Ramandeep, Sunil Narayan. Those are the 2 drops.
2 easy drops, 2 relatively easy drops. I mean, Narayan's, yes, he had to turn a little bit, but that's the one area I think that Narayan has probably over the last 2 or 3 years let himself down a little bit. His fielding has not been very good at different times, but you still, I know he went for a few runs tonight. You can't fault the numbers that we showed prior to the game.
This is the mellowing of Simon Doull. You just saw the complete mellowing of Simon Doull. His fielding has not been very good. 2 years ago, the same Simon Doull would have
used the R word. It's a rubbish. Absolute rubbish. In the words of Jeffrey Boycott, absolute rubbish, but not anymore. Let's just talk about Rajat Patidar. Now, you'd say there's 3 games, right? So you can't judge his tournament performance by just that. But if you had to judge his, his where he's at mentally, right? What in Hindi we call mansikta, where his mansikta is, psychologically where he is. He's come off an India stint where he's dropped, right? Given chances and, others have gone ahead of him. And then he comes into this. Do you think this is the time, Simon, where someone puts the armour on the young kid, says, listen, we missed you last year. We're glad you're here this year. Just take a couple of matches. We'll bring you back.
If they're winning, it's fine.
Okay.
If they're still winning, it's fine. And you can have those conversations. You can give him a bit more rope if you continue to win.
Yeah.
If you lose, Lomro's got to be an opportunity. I mean, the way he hit the ball as the impact sub the other night, he's got to have an opportunity at some stage if Bengaluru start to lose and Patidar's form continues. But while you're winning, you can carry a player or 2 because you trust the fact that they will come good for you, or you think they are good enough to come good for you at some stage. But you can't carry them for too long, and you certainly can't if you're losing.
It's tricky, isn't it, Harsha?
Very tricky, and I feel for him because in his first innings in Test match cricket, he got to 30.
Yeah.
We're all sitting and watching him saying, he can play, Beautiful, tuck, which we've seen in domestic cricket. And then his first mistake started being his last in a couple of innings. And then it just dried up after that. Luckily for him, with all the injuries to KL Rahul, he got another Test match, which ordinarily he wouldn't have got. But he hasn't got that big score. And then you thought, T20 cricket, white ball, not doing too much. He's such a gifted stroke player, he'll do well. So now he's, I think, fighting the demons in his mind as much as he's fighting the the opposition bowling, and he's not 22, 23 years old. He's 30 years old.
Yeah.
So I just wonder, all kinds of thoughts start coming into your head. I hope for his sake, because he's too good a player to keep playing like this. If they win today, which in normal course I think they should back themselves to, yeah, he'll get more games.
Yeah, and they've got to. We told you there was a spell of play over 16 to 18, those 3 overs that Calcutta didn't concede too many runs to Bangalore. Well, I've gone back like 30 years, Calcutta and Bangalore. But they still got to 182 because they had a very good power play. Now, the Knight Riders will be looking at that and saying, we've got to get that kind of power play as well. They have the firepower to get that. There you go. They went at over 10, right, for their power play. That allowed them, after that wicket fell, the second wicket fell in the 7 to 10 phase, and they stayed steady. In the back 10, they've stayed steady, got almost 100. Yeah. They'll be okay with that.
You look at that, instead of 61, suppose they get 50 in the power play. But ideally no more than a wicket, but 50. They can look at the 24 and say, we'll make that 24 into a 35.
Yeah.
In those, or even a 32, 33, it'll come down to 100 of the back 10 if you've got wickets in hand.
Yeah. That's what's important. And that's important for them because, they still haven't got that. I know it's only the third game, but they still haven't got that potential level unlock innings from Glenn Maxwell. They've got no runs from Rajat Patidar. They've got runs from VK in both, but not too much from Faf. So that gun batting lineup is still not completely checked in.
No, not quite yet. I like the move. I mean, we talked about Cameron Green batting at 3. I like that move. I think that's the spot for him. And I think when you've got Faf and Virat, Cameron Green and Maxwell, it exposed to as many deliveries as possible, that's the best possible opportunity for Bengaluru to succeed. So I hope they continue with that. He showed glimpses tonight. Not many take Narayan down. Yeah. Not many, like he did tonight in that over. He's just got such long levers and he's so strong and powerful that he can do that to good bowlers. So I hope they continue with that.
33 of 21 is fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
Absolutely, at that number, while you've got a guy going at the other end who has the ability to bat through the innings, I think that's absolutely fine. That
we have been saying that on Cricbuzz Live, saying that Cameron Green is better served, or Bangalore's better served by Green playing at number 3, and that's happened today. So they've got that out of him as well. For the Knight Riders bowlers, how did things go? Well, we mentioned earlier that it was Andre Russell with his 2 has got to 100 wickets in the IPL. It's a very small club that has got 100 wickets and 1,000 runs. He's one of them. But let's have a look at the other bowlers as well. No, bring that back. Russell, it's too much to read. I have to read it again. Please, bring it back. He's fallen asleep.
They're not listening to you.
Yeah?
They're not listening to you. So
well, it's much like the viewers then.
Basically.
Like the two of you. No one's listening to me.
We listen all the time. Harsha Bhogle was good again. Pace off the wicket of Faf.
Yeah.
Thought he was good. He's shown.
A bit unlucky he was. He should have got better figures. There were a lot of misfields.
Yeah, misfields and little things like that. But I was surprised that Roy only bowled the 2 overs.
Is there a rule though? If you're a left-arm spinner, you bowl 2 overs for 6 runs, you don't get a 3rd over?
Maybe
they're having a tea together, him and Mayank Dagar.
Yeah, so Mayank Dagar will tell Anukul Roy, he'll walk up to him and say,
okay, we bowled 4 overs for 12.
I just read the rules and that's apparently what we do. We bowl 2 overs for 6. We're left-armers, we don't get another over. But he was good and he bowled in the power play and he kind of just stopped them. This could have been a 70, 75 run power play.
Absolutely. Bowled that 5th over, I think it was, in the power play and was really good. Again, just that angle, and when it's odd ones turning, some aren't, you're just cramping the right-handers for room. It's not easy. And it was a good decision, I think, to bring him in, give him a game. But, I wonder whether they could have found another time for him to bowl.
Andre Russell, you see, knees are good, holding up, and he's contributing.
Took pace off. I think there was once. I think the 3 balls in a row that he couldn't, that the batters couldn't get off him.
Yeah.
This is Dooley's pet project. So Dooley, talk us through this.
I wonder. Straight away, I asked the question when he got his 100th wicket: who's got 1,000 runs or more and 100 wickets or more in the history of the tournament? And only 5. And you're looking at some absolute greats there in Jadeja, 2 high-quality left-arm spinners in Akshar Patel and Jadeja. Then you've got your 3 West Indians and Russell, Bravo and Narayan. So Narayan's just a tick over the 1,000 runs, plenty of wickets for him, and Russell's just gone over the 100. So I mentioned it, I think, just before Kolkata's first game, that when I saw him in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, just prior to Christmas and after Christmas, he was as fit as I'd seen him in a long, long time.
Russell.
He's carrying a trainer with him full time, so he's invested in his own his own person, basically. He is carrying that trainer with him. He pays for them, pays for the hotel, pays for the flights, for the trainer, everywhere he goes. And he's in the gym with him every day, just putting him through his paces and making sure he's ready and raring to go. And I hadn't seen him bowl as well in a long time and get through the whole tournament bowling well. And, he started this one pretty well too. So with runs, now bowling his 4 overs, he becomes such enormously more valuable asset when he can bowl his 4 overs as well as do what he does with the bat.
I mean, he gives you 4 overs. That side changes so much.
Massively, yeah.
Yep.
He gives you 3, that's good enough. He gives you 4, that side changes so much.
Well, they're talking about changes in sides. Well, there's Dinesh Karthik who's gone off, and the bowler who's come on is... Come on.
I heard it in my ear. So
You heard
Did you? I didn't.
Okay, it's Vijay. Vijay Kumar Vishak is come in, so they are wanting the quick, not Karan Sharma, the spinner. So that's the person who comes in. We also have our guessing game, which we're going to do for the power play. But before that, the other guessing game is who's the opening combination for Knight Riders? Seen it? Seen it on the app?
I'm going to go with the impact player.
Okay.
Along with Phil Salt.
Okay.
Raghuvanshi and Salt.
Raghuvanshi and
No,
Salt.
history has been made. They've got the same opening combination 2 games.
Oh, really?
Come on.
Have they?
Salt and Narayan.
Oh, my, no.
Salt and Narayan.
Okay.
Cheer up. You just won the prediction
on.
the previous time, so cheer up.
Yeah, what's happened? What happened? You alright?
No.
Okay. You're going to be fine.
No, are you all right? No.
I like the honesty. I don't know what I can do about it, but
No,
I just
nothing. It's
ask the
fine.
question.
I don't.
I mean, he also had good sushi, so I don't know why he is.
I don't know what else to do. I'm just cradling you in my arms.
Anyway, power play.
Short of that. All right, come on, defending champion, go first.
Okay, power play. Narayan's there. So that's 1 down for 2. So I'm going to say 57.
57.
53.
53. I'm going to go 61. I'll go same.
No.
Same and
I'm
same.
laughing because I said 53 and then I looked down and there's been a 6 and a 4 in the first over.
Nice. Come on, it's coming to me. 61. But those are our guesses. We're still, despite that, I'm saying despite a 60-run power play, which would be exactly the same as Bangalore got theirs, still feel like with the way the surface is playing, this is definitely going to be a difficult chase.
Good score.
Knight Riders have the batters, definitely. We'll show you the team list quickly before we scoot out of here. Calcutta definitely have the batters. They've sent Phil Salt and Sunil Narayan up front. They have their captain, Shreyas Iyer, Rinku Singh, Andre Russell, Ramandeep Singh. They've got Angrish Raghuvanshi. Venkatesh Iyer. So there you go. They've
Anukul Roy can bat, Starc can bat.
Starc can swing. So they've got it. They've got a lot of...
Harshit Rana can bat, by the way. He hits big for Delhi. So
You never know if it comes down to that. Then.
sorry, not Delhi, but let me get that right. Yeah.
Yes, so it comes down. While you do that, we'll have a look at the Bangalore bowlers and see who they have. They, of course, have Siraj and Yash Dayal, who are up front. They're quick bowlers. They have Alzari Joseph. They've got Cameron Green. And then the spin duties between Glenn Maxwell and Mayank Dagar. One with the right and one with the left. I cannot stall anymore. Simon Doull has got his phone up. Harsha, look. He's got his phone up with the information. There you go.
Delhi.
Delhi and North Zone.
You were absolutely right.
You're
I'm
right.
not-
Don't second guess yourself.
So
are the mind.
here's the thing with Harsha. I'll tell you what's happening with him today. It's check if it's the full moon or something, because he's arrogant in defeat and doubtful when correct. This is just shocking, Mr. Bhogle. What's going on? I'll tell you what, it's all the crispy avocado you're eating.
No, people say that you must learn from your younger people in demeanor and approach and attitude and style. So
Don't learn anything from me. That's the first thing you should have learned, is don't look at me for any wisdom.
no, I'm only looking at you to be able to order good food and wear good shoes.
That's the only thing I'm good for, pretty much.
Anyway, there's a game on.
That's right, shoes and booze. All right, well, we're out of here now. Simon Doull, Harsha Bhogle and Gaurav Kapur saying goodbye on Cricbuzz Live. We'll see you in the Combox at the end of the 10-over mark. Shoes and booze.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दें